Hi everyone, this is Redneck-Alcatraz. Sorry for disappearing for a while. But I'm back and I'm gonna do something different. I'm going to do, instead of just a reaction, I'm gonna do a reaction and comparison. So this is actually gonna be a three-part video set. First one I'm gonna go over with the original. Second, I'm gonna go over the cover. And third, I'm going to then discuss both of them. Otherwise, if I try to combine it, it's just going to be a really, really long video, and I'm not going to do that deal. I'm not going to torture y'all with sitting there and staring and listening at me the entire time. So we're going to break it up into chunks, and we're going to be going over, which, if you've read the title, you looked at the image, The Sound of Silence. We're going to be going over the original by Simon and Garfunkel, and then I'm also going to be going over the cover by Disturbed. And then I'm going to have video number three being my discussion in comparison of the two of them. And I've also got a little interesting tidbit that I'm going to show at the end of that. So it's going to be interesting. This is going to be fun. These are two songs that I very much enjoyed. Um, and well, that's enough probably of my yakking. It's going to go through the standard way I do things. Single playthrough, uninterrupted. Then I'll do a playthrough of discussion. So let's get on going to this and go with Sound of Silence.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, neath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light, split the night and touch the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never shared. No one did disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell, echoing the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, the tenement halls, whispering sounds of silence.
Okay, I'm probably gonna be doing this from now on, but I had to mute myself because every time I hear this song, it kind of just draws you in, and it makes me want to just sing along with it. So I have to mute myself whenever I do this song, and I'm probably gonna do this from now on too. Um, it's not a very long song, but I think this is also a song that is very easy to overanalyze if you're not careful. Because you'll try to break down, what does this mean? What do these lyrics mean? What is the original meaning and intent behind it? And I'm not going to go into that. I'm not. That that's one of those you could probably sit there for an hour or two discussing with somebody what the meaning of a lot of this is. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do it. So instead of overanalyzing it, we're now gonna go back through because there's a little bits. There's some key things said in here that, just the little bits, not even necessarily the entire chorus or an entire verse. There's certain small bits that are things that I think we see in everyday life that doesn't
Hello, darkness, my
that we don't necessarily think that it's this. Also, there's things said here that is like, they seem like the statement seems like a contradiction, but it's not. So let's go back through it. Let's talk about a few small points that I just want to quickly cover. And
old
I don't want to take forever with
friend.
this, although this is a good song. It's
I've
one of those
come
I
to
can listen to
talk
again and
with
again.
you
I have.
again, because a vision softly creeping
There we go again.
left its seeds while I
Blast it.
was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still
Stuck in your brain.
remains within the sound of silence.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there. Almost feels heresy to pause it, but I'm going to pause it. Um, there's two things that have been stated right here. The vision implanted in my brain still remains. Just that bit. I'm not going to try to overanalyze a lot of it. I'm just going to go very, very simple. Vision planted in my brain still remains. A lot of people, when they wake up after dreaming, a lot don't remember it, but some do. Vision in my brain still remains. What you dreamed when you were sleeping, some people still remember it. So that could be a reference to this, could be something else. No clue. Um, also, uh, opening statement. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I'm not even going to analyze that one. That's just, it's a heck of a statement. And then the sound of, I think the sound of silence still remains. Is that what it was?
Of silence, within the sound of silence.
Okay. The sound of silence. It may not seem like much because in everyday life, as we go through things, there's always sound of something happening. If you're walking down the street, there's the cars going by, things happening. There's always sound of something. If you're ever somewhere and there's not any sound at all, it's almost like a sound unto its own, the absence of sound, because it everything is different. Try perceiving things with not hearing anything. It alters your perception of things completely, just like having sound alters your perception of things. Think about this. Think of your favorite movie. Now go watch it muted. It's going to change how you perceive and enjoy the movie because music and sound play key points into things. And with that not there, it, it, it changes it.
In restless dreams I walked along
Restless Dreams.
narrow streets of cobblestone.
Narrow streets of cobblestone. A lot of older towns and cities. Their streets were laid with cobblestone. They were not very wide. They didn't need to be because usually it was mainly foot traffic or horse traffic or carriages. The main roads that had carriages were a little bit wider, but they weren't very big. Modern streets are huge by comparison.
Neath the halo of a street lamp, I turn my car to the cold and damp. When my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light.
I stab with the flash of a neon light. Okay, who's been outside in the evening and suddenly a light flips on and you're like, whoa, that.
Split the night and catch the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more.
That's a lot of
people talking without speaking, people hearing without listening.
Okay, talking without speaking, hearing without listening. That seems like a contradiction. It's not. And I'll explain. Talking without speaking. There's an example of this is talking at someone and not talking with them. To talk with someone means the conversation flows, it goes back and forth. Talking at someone is you're throwing words at them, not caring what they're saying, you're simply talking. You're not speaking to them. Um, what I'm doing here could be considered both. The statements I'm saying may ring true to you and it may mean something to you, therefore I'm speaking to you, or you may be like, shut up and let me hear the music, at which point I'm talking at you. So, talking without speaking. Hearing without listening, let's be honest, most of us have done this one point or another in our lives. Something's going on, we're hearing it, but we're not really hearing and perceiving what's happening. It's background noise or not entirely paying attention. So we hear it, but we're not listening to it. Like someone's fussing at you and lecturing you for something. You're like, yeah, 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 yeah. You hear what they're saying, but you're not actually listening to what they're saying, how they're saying it, and the substance of what's being said. It's just like in one ear, out the other. Yeah, I hear you, but I'm not listening. So, as much as a contradiction it sounds like, it's not. Just has different meaning.
People writing songs that voices never share. No one did disturb the sound of silence.
Who's ever been in one of those awkward silences where you don't know what to say, and the silence just stretches on, and the more longer it stretches, the more uncomfortable and awkward it is to say anything. No one dared to break the sound of silence. Like I said, this is a song it's very easy to overanalyze, so I'm not trying to analyze the song. I'm just taking this little bit, and analyzing some of the words. I'm not trying to figure out the meaning behind them. I ain't that good. I'm not a philosopher. I'm not. I can't do that. No.
Said I do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell. Echoing the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made.
That bit and the short bit that follows it, probably one of those things that's very easy to overanalyze, and I'm going to state that that is one of those things. I'm not going to try to analyze it or figure it out because I have no idea what the original intended meaning of it was. So I'm gonna shut up and play the music.
And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls, the tenement halls, whispering sounds of silence.
All right. So I'm because this is an older term, I'm pulling it up because not everybody may know what a tenement is or tenement halls. So a tenement is a type of building shared with multiple dwellings, typically a bunch of flats or apartments on each floor and shared entrance hallway access or stairway access. So this could be like an apartment building that's attached to four other apartment buildings. So it's just this huge block of just apartment buildings. That's a tenement. And a tenement hall is obviously the halls connecting all of them. I don't think a tenement is as big a thing here in the States or in the US. I think it's more something you would see, um, according to what I just pulled up on Google. It's it's something more seen on the British Isles, which okay, this is Google. Its information might be partial or biased, but I'm willing to bet this is something that you will find in a lot of different places and around the world. So that's what that means. So a little bit of history and education there. But this has been Song of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel. It's an old song. It's a good song. It's one of the ones I love. Um, this is actually how I found out about Simon and Garfunkel originally, believe it or not. Um, I stumbled across this song on the radio many long years ago as a kid, listening to a radio station that played a lot of music from this era, and I'm like, "Ooh, that sounds good. Who is that?" And I found out it's Simon and Garfunkel, so I went and found some more of their music, and I've enjoyed it ever since. So, check them out. I'm gonna have, obviously, as usual, the link to this video in the description, a link to the channel that's got a bunch of their stuff on it. Check it out. Um, as always, leave me comments, leave me statements, suggestions, give all that, and then the standard YouTuber nonsense of like, share, subscribe, um, share it to other people. If you really like it, donate, blah 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 blah. I'm skipping all that, really, or fast forwarding through it, whatever. Check out the video that's going to be following this, part two, which is going to be the cover that Disturbed did. That I know there's probably been others of this song. I never bothered to even look them up. I never thought anybody could hold a candle to the original. And if you check out the video that's going to be following this with Disturbed, you'll find out my opinion on that statement. So, thank you for watching. Please check out the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.